This is the Behringer MS-1, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use an analog synth just like this to create some thick bass sounds to use in your next Travis Scott type beat. These tips are universal, so they can be used on all synths, including digital ones, so even if you don't have access to this particular synth or any real synths, you can still use this information to make some new Travis Scott style bass presets in a VST at home. Let's hop into it. I'm going to be using my laptop through my Behringer mixer here. I'm going to be communicating to the MS-1, which is also Behringer, through MIDI, and that's going to allow me to do some fine tweaking and then ultimately allow me to record the sounds from here back into FL Studio. And once that happens, I can actually keep these sounds inside of my DAW, so at any point I can manipulate them farther and then kind of access them. So let's hop into the first sound. I think I kind of have something. One of the things I really like about the MS-1 is actually this sub oscillator feature. So without it, just take a quick listen. Sounds all right, but adding in that sub and going back really make it thick. What's really cool about this too is that you have the option to do like 1 octave down, or you could do 2 octave downs. Yeah, it kind of really thickens out the bass. Then you have some other source oscillators here as well too, so you can kind of really thicken up your sound, which is really nice. There's a great noise feature as well too, make it sound really crappy. I love that as well too. So what's really nice too is the resonance and the frequency here, just like plastic. Sounds really harsh on the ears, but just kind of going down maybe 10% or so gives it this nice sound. You got the LFO rate as well over here too, so it really gets some movement and stuff happening. I want it to be a bit more wavy, so I'm just going to keep it again probably like 10% or so, just to kind of have that movement. Sounds really good. Frequency is really nice too. Do some nice cutoffs there. I think I have the first sound, just this sound. Just listen to the glide, it sounds pretty dope. With that, so let's record this one. All right, so we just recorded that. Next up, I'm going to be going over the pulse width, which is right here, which can be, I believe, manipulated. I believe it's being manipulated by this modulator here, so we'll go over that. And then also just how much the source really changes the sound of this synthesizer. So again, first thing with the pulse width, I'm going to put up the max. You're going to hear it kind of go waving back and forth. So just take a listen to this. I'm going to bring that back down. Very straightforward. Take down some of those frequencies. The next thing I wanted to show you is just how much the source here. So a lot cleaner source. This was a lot noisier of a source. This is a really low octave. I think it's going 2 octaves there, and then this is supposed to be pure noise. That's actually really dope. I like that a lot. So by using the source, I think I'm going to stick with a cleaner sound, go back with a little bit of the pulse width, and fool around with the frequency here. Get something deep and dark like that. That's pretty great. I love to, like on this, you could actually move up the glide if you were actually recording this and do something. Another thing, if we wanted to kind of even go, let me just change, see what the source, that sounds pretty dirty, so I actually just change that source to the minus, drop 2 octaves. That sounds pretty great. Next thing on the list that I wanted to show you, if we kind of wanted to build on this sound, add some more movement, what I'll do is I'll bring my pulse width all the way down, and I'm going to play with the modulation here. So this mod, I believe what's happening here is that we are bringing this into the mix, so I'll go maxed out. Take a listen. Whereas if I just bring it 20% or so, slide it up just a bit more, can add a little bit of movement to it. If I wanted to go even higher, I believe if I bring up the mod over here, Yeah, then we get it to go pretty gnarly. So I don't love that sound, but different options into modulating and using the LFOs to just kind of add a little bit of that wave. Okay, I think I got something here by fooling around with the envelope. I'm messing with the source and the sub oscillator here. I got something that sounds kind of like this. I think, you know, it doesn't sound that great high. What I did too is I put in some noise, which I find really nice when you get low here. But I think it'll work for what I'm going for, just something short in my production kind of moving forward to be able to add a nice little bass. I think also too, once we actually get the sound inside of FL Studio, maybe run it through one of the Waves SSL channel strips and bring up and boost some of the bass in the low end and kind of get rid of some of this high here. I think it'll just be a nice little one shot to have when I'm making my samples and stuff. So there you go, that's how you can use the MS-1 or any synth, including ones that are inside of your computer through VSTs to make a Travis Scott style bass. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. There's a lot more to check out on the channel, so please subscribe below, and we'll be back in a couple weeks.